Overreaction Monday here on Chicago Bears Now. Very common theme in the NFL. Fans, we all overreact after a Monday win or loss, so we're going to do that on today's episode. I'm Harrison Graham, as always. Let's get things started. Are the Bears the best team in the NFC? I'm going to pump the brakes on this one. Now, Chicago deserves a lot of credit. They're 5-1. The one loss was a one-score game against Indianapolis, but keep in mind, too, all of the Bears' wins are one-score games as well. Chicago's done a really good job of finishing off games in close situations. They did it against the Bucs on Thursday Night Football. They did it against Carolina this past week, and quite frankly, this was probably the easiest win for Chicago, 23-16 over the Panthers, a game that was controlled pretty much throughout, even though it ended up being a one-touchdown game. I like this Bears team. I think I see the potential. The defense is certainly high-level playoff contender caliber, but am I ready to say this is the best team in the NFC? I need to see a little bit more, especially from the offensive side. These are the top 5 teams in the NFC based on record. Seahawks are 5-0, Bears are 5-1, Packers are 4-1, Bucs at 4-2, and then the Rams at 4-2. So the Bears are certainly in the mix. Only the Seahawks have a better record, but I just want to see a little bit more. I know we're excited. I know it's 5-1 start after an 8-8 year last year. There's a lot to be happy about and pleased about, but there is still certainly room for improvement. Nick Foles said it best. We're winning ugly right now, but that's better than losing pretty. So hopefully the Bears can start getting a little bit better and winning more easily as well. Are the Bears the best team in the NFC? Type Y for yes, type N for no. I'm going to type my N for not yet. They're not there yet. Need to see a little bit more, but they are certainly one of the contending teams in the NFC. There's no doubt about that. Something that there's also no doubt about is getting a face covering so you can stay safe and we can return to stadiums very, very soon and watch the Bears play. Go to chatsports.com/Bears masks. These face coverings still up to 30% off for a lot of these different ones. Not all of them, but most of them are on sale right now. I know this 2-pack is certainly on sale at that link. Go to chatsports.com/Bears masks. I'll put that link in the comments. I'll put it in the description. You get this Khalil Mack 2-pack as well. And this 4-pack, best deal out there right now, $23.99. Usually it's $30. Take advantage at chatsports.com/Bears masks. Next topic on Overreaction Monday, how about the Bears winning the NFC North? This, I think, is more likely and more true than the Bears being the best team in the NFC. The Bears are in first place in the NFC North, so yeah, there is certainly a very good chance that this happens. They overtook the Packers after the Packers blowout loss to the Bucs, who the Bears beat last week, by the way. That's significant, I think. I don't think the Lions and the Vikings are even in the mix at this point. I do think this is a 2-team race in the NFC North. How about this yesterday? Wow, Bucs just drubbed the Packers 38-10. 38 unanswered points. Aaron Rodgers really struggled. Aaron Jones couldn't get anything going. The Chicago Bears beat the Bucs 20-19. The Bucs turned around and beat the Packers 38-10. Not saying the Bears are going to win the North necessarily and beat the Packers, but I'm feeling pretty decent about their chances in doing so after watching this display on Sunday. Obviously, it'll come down to the final stretch probably because the Bears play the Packers twice over the final 6 games, that big Sunday Night Football game in Week 12 before facing Detroit and Houston, and then again in Week 17 after going on the road to face Minnesota and Jacksonville. You'll play the Packers again there at home at Soldier Field in Week 17. Wouldn't surprise me at all if it came down to that final week of the season to see who wins this division, but could the Bears win the NFC North? Absolutely. I don't think that's an overreaction at all. I think it's very much a possibility because it's already down to 2 teams. Lions, Vikings, they'd have to get red hot to get back into the mix, and I don't see that happening. So I'm going to make this the pinned comment on today's video. Who will win the NFC North? Type CHI for the Bears, type GB for the Packers. Let me know what you guys think in the comments section. Next up is trade for an offensive lineman. Yeah, this probably needs to happen because this O-line continues to struggle. It played a little better in the second half yesterday. It's passable in pass blocking situations. The run blocking's just got to improve. Rashad Coward got the start at left guard yesterday after James Daniels went down for injury. Alex Bars was not good in relief against the Bucs on Thursday night in Week 5, so they went to Coward. He's Fine, he's a backup for a reason. I said it all offseason long. The Bears needed to beef up this offensive line. Signing Jermaine Ifedi is the only move they made. That's not going to get it done. I think Chicago needs to make a move for an offensive lineman. We've talked about Andrew Norwell a little bit. Could Joe Thuney be available? Patriots just lost to the Broncos. There were rumors around him all offseason long. Maybe that could happen. I doubt it, but you never know. A couple of linemen for the Jets. Think decent players on bad teams that are likely going to be sellers at the trade deadline. That is what I am looking for if the Bears are going to be able to pull off a trade for an offensive lineman, because the reality is they're not going to be able to sign anybody that can come in and make a major impact. They're free agents for a reason. They're not that impactful at this point. So should the Bears trade for an offensive lineman? Spam the comments if you think so. Just type T if you think the Bears should trade for an O lineman. I definitely think they should explore it. If the Bears are serious about being high-level contenders in the NFC, the offensive line play has to improve, and I think just assuming that it's going to happen from within is a bit of a reach at this point. Get subscribed to Chicago Bears now if you haven't already. Never miss a video. So once you hit that sub button, also turn on notifications. There's a little bell right after you hit that sub button. You just turn it on, select all. You're going to get notified every single time we post a video here on the channel. We got a bunch of new subscribers, so if you've already subscribed, turn on that notification bell. That way you never, ever miss a video here on Chicago Bears Now. Couple more here. Kyle Fuller for Defensive Player of the Year. I see a lot of you guys pushing this in the comments. I've seen some of it on social media as well. Let me first say this. I really like the way Kyle Fuller's playing. He got robbed yesterday of another huge hit that would have either been a forced fumble or led to an interception. I don't know if that would have been considered a catch and fumble or a catch and or a drop and interception because it popped up. But he's been fantastic. Here's the problem. I'm going to say this is an overreaction because I know Stephon Gilmore won Defensive Player of the Year last year. The problem is, for a corner to win that award, you have to put up insane volume numbers. Fuller's been great, but 5 pass breakups and an interception aren't those volume sexy numbers that voters look for. Gilmore had 20 pass breakups and 6 picks last year. Fuller's leading the NFL in completion percentage allowed when targeted, but that's a nerdy stat that these boomers don't look at when they vote. So it's not very likely unless he gets a bunch of interceptions the rest of the way. If he ends up with 3 picks and 14 or 15 pass breakups, I don't think that's going to be enough to win the award. But you know what? Who cares? This secondary has been awesome. Jalen Johnson has been outstanding as a rookie corner. He was number 2 in completions given up in through 5 weeks. Gave up a couple of catches this week. I thought that PI call was bogus against him. I thought that was good coverage. But Kyle Fuller, Jalen Johnson, this group's playing well, but I don't think Defensive Player of the Year is very likely for Fuller. And this one is off the rails. We're officially off the rails with this one. I can't believe some of you guys. I love you guys, but fire Matt Nagy. I don't know about you, but the Bears are 5-1 and in first place in the NFC North, and you guys, it's not good enough. It's not good enough. Blockhead in the comments on yesterday's video. Hashtag fire Nagy. But why? Orlando, I think so. Nagy play calling, thumbs down. I will say, there were a couple moments yesterday where the play calling wasn't great. But think about it. Bad offensive line, Nick Foles very up and down, and the run game can't get established because the O-line is trash. Guys, he's limited in what he has. It's not like he's got Andy Reid's personnel. Khalil Mack's burner account on Twitter. Wow, fire Nagy ASAP. Guys, I know it's Overreaction Monday, but this is out of control Monday based on this one. The Bears are 5-1. Oh, this is my favorite one. Matt Nagy is purposely calling plays that aren't far enough for first downs. I don't get it. Really? He's drawing up plays that intentionally are short on key third downs. Makes no sense. Michael Millay, fire Matt Nagy at Chicago Bears. That worthless non-challenge on the safety and the interception is dumbfounding. Can't challenge PI, bro. Can't challenge PI. I don't know what you guys want. Look, you look at the raw offensive numbers, they're not great. I'm not going to spin this here and lie and say, oh, this offense is elite. It's just humming offensively. I will say this. I think they make key plays at the right time. You got a solid number 1 receiver in Allen Robinson. And Matt Nagy knows that this defense is elite. So if this team just doesn't turn the football over, it's going to be in a good situation. And hey, Matt Nagy's tenure, He's 25-13 as the head coach. He went 12-4 in 2018 with Mitchell Trubisky. Last year, he went 8-8 with Trubisky and Chase Daniel. He's 5-1 this year. He's never had an elite quarterback. Guys, I'm not here saying Matt Nagy is a top 5 NFL head coach. I'm not saying he's the next Bill Belichick or something like that, but you guys act like he's garbage and like you don't remember the Mark Trestman era or something like that. The guy just wins games. He's 25-13 in 2.5 seasons. Give the guy some credit. So grade Matt Nagy as the Bears head coach. A, B, C, D, or F. I'm going to give it a solid B+. He's been really good. Won the division in 2018. On his way to potentially do that again this year. That is solid coaching from Matt Nagy. I'm going to give him a B+ since he took over as the Bears head coach. So there you go. These are some of the Overreaction Monday topics coming off a win against the Panthers. Best team in the NFC, not ready to go there. Winning the North, very much a possibility. The Bears need to trade for an offensive lineman. That's what I'm most passionate about on today's show. They got to get better up front. Kyle Fuller for DPOY, unlikely, but he's playing great. Fire Matt Nagy, trash take, not going to happen. He's been really solid as the Bears head coach. We got videos coming up throughout the week. Bears looking to improve to 6-1 against the Rams in Week 7. We'll preview that game, get you caught up on the latest Bears news and rumors throughout the week. So make sure you are subscribed to Chicago Bears Now.